Alrighty, guys, just wanted to make a little video on this fuel line replacement that I just did on my tractor here. The fuel line I replaced was the low pressure side, which is the return. Just 1/4 inch fuel hose. You can get it at Napa, really any auto part store that you have in your area. But it has 2 spring clips that go right here. I replaced them with camera focus there, that style hose clamp. It's not like the worm gear style. This is an actual bolt here, and that threads onto a nut, and this is completely solid here, so like the hose doesn't split apart and go in between each one of the little gears or whatever that worm gear is supposed to go through. So anyway, these are supposed to be better, so I replaced those. Even though I think the spring clamps would have worked, I don't think there would have been an issue with them, but I figured, you know what, might as well just do it anyway. Hose goes along here, zip tie number 1, number 2. The hose goes down to the bottom of the frame, 90s across, and goes across. It goes up the frame. There's 2 more zip ties there. There's kind of an X brace, like right there. You can kind of see the new hose about in the center of the screen there. Just get zip tied to that. Comes up, get zip tied back there on the fuel filter bracket, and then up into where it splits off there. And again, I bought another one of those clamps there. So I bought 8 feet, and that's all I have left of 8 feet, and that's maybe a foot. So you're gonna need all of 8 feet at least to replace that fuel line in the same spot that it was on the factory. Now, some of you might ask, why did I replace it? Well, I changed the oil in my tractor the other day and was looking at just looking things over and everything, and this end of the hose is up by the return right there on the top of the motor, and you can see how dry rotted it is. My camera will focus again. There we go. I mean, it's just dry rotted. It's shot. The tractor's 13 years old. I busted this up here just trying to pinch the line off like that, and the outer jacket just crumpled. So I did find this under the tractor, though. That was exposed like that. When I crawled under there to start cutting zip ties, that was exposed like that. So this line was shot. Again, it's 13 years old. This spot was underneath the fender deck or whatever, the fender pan of the tractor. So this side was actually in pretty good shape, but it wasn't, it's still dry rotted. So, and how I got it off, I just took a razor blade, ran it down the length of the hose there on each end to get it off the little ends, and was able to pull it free. So yeah, that's what we're up to today. It's kind of a bigger project, not really, but it takes some finesse. On it'd be the left side of the tractor, the left back bracket that holds the handle on, that actually, there's a little bracket here, this little guy, and this hooks on underneath the gas tank. Kind of supports this side of the gas tank, I think, and it gives the fender something to hang, or gives you something to grab onto, a little more stout-like, I guess. But anyway, so you got to take that off. That's the only bolt you have to take out for the handles. And then you obviously have to unbolt the seat track. There's 4 bolts on mine. There was 2 in the back and 2 in the front. Take those out, and then if you go in where the fender pan meets the footrest, there's 2 bolts, one there on each side. Take those out. You have to take the gas cap off. And then if your tractor has the switch still hooked up underneath the seat, unhook that too before you pull the seat pan or the seat off. Disconnect the taillights. Just take the bulbs out of the lenses. And really, to be honest with you, you don't have to do that if you're planning on removing this whole fender deck completely. You don't have to, as you can see, because there is, up in there is the cigarette lighter to the right, and then the switch is on the left there. And that is the switches for turning the cigarette lighter on or off. So you don't have to take the lights out. I did, because I thought about just not ripping the whole thing off, but just taking the whole thing off. But turns out I didn't need to end up doing that. And then this is my 4-wheel drive lever right here. It's just spring loaded, so you can pull it towards you to slide it back, or push it forward and then it locks back into place. But anyway, you have to take the orange cap off the top of that. There's a nut inside. Undo that nut, give a couple good yanks, and then it'll slide right off. So then you can lift the fender pan off, lift from the back. So lift up like this and then pull back towards you. As you can kind of see here, the little tabs, and they kind of lock underneath the fender deck here, the footrest here, and this is all one piece here. This whole piece here, each side is in that middle, is all one piece. So yeah, but anyway, I just got done, so hopefully we don't have to prime this thing. Shouldn't have to. It's the low pressure side. Perfect. Sweet. Yeah, so anyway, now I gotta go mow my hay field out there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. See you in the next one.